guys, welcome back to another TCR podcast, episode
96.
Let's go. And that's right. Let's not mess it up again like 2 episodes ago.
Good morning, you guys. How are you all doing? Like always, we hope you're having an amazing day. And hopefully the rest of the day goes good for you guys.
Smooth and not too much rain or heat.
Yeah, whether you're driving to work or listening to us at the gym or in your office behind your boss's back.
Yeah, for
no pasa nada.
For the people that listen to us at work, at the gym, shout outs to you guys because I get the messages a lot. You guys should make longer podcasts. You guys should talk more about this or that. I love the feedback. And I love the comments, and I love everyone who just gives us feedback because it's important. Why is it important? Why is feedback important, babe?
Yeah, because if you guys don't tell us what you want or what we need to fix, then we'll never know. And we'll keep doing the same thing over and over. Like one of my top things that I've been trying to fix is
and
right,
me is like,
like, and
you
literally.
Guys,
and you guys.
Yeah.
We're trying to get better, you guys. Yeah. Every day. Look, I just said it again. Oh
every video, I tend to start. You guys, check this out. But is it just something that we could just keep on saying? Or is it like something that we say, you know?
I feel like that's just how we talk. But you have to always try to do better.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So
like I said, again. Oh, my God.
Before we get into today's subject, I'm going to stop doing the dad jokes.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I'm done. Because I have to refresh my dad the bass.
I thought you were dead serious right now.
No, dad jokes are part of the podcast. You like that? You got it, right?
Yeah.
I just need the music here. I'm gonna start putting it. I'm gonna load it in on next podcast. It'll make everything
I want
funny.
that one, though.
All right, you guys. Let's get into one of today's topics, and let's start with Copa America final in Miami, Argentina versus Colombia, and all the ruckus and fun things that happened.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful things that did happen.
Our experience and how it was and everything. So are we going to start from the top? Because
let's start from the top.
Yo, so many people, shout outs to you guys, have been messaging me. Lily BAE, talk about it on the podcast. I even posted all these screenshots of you guys telling us, right?
First of all, let's shout out Tequila Gran Centenario for the invite. They invited us. They gave us tickets. They took care of us, and we could not say no. We're like, we love tequila. We love your tequila. It's a tequila that we drink, and we had to show up.
Yeah.
So let's start with that.
I don't know. And I mean, I don't know if it's a Guanajuato thing or just like a My Rancho and Mando's Rancho thing, but Centenario is one, if not it's the most consumed tequila in My Rancho.
And mine's too.
Tell me if I'm wrong if you're from My Rancho. But
it goes hand in hand. In Santiago Marabatío with Corralejo, you know, there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Your pueblo does drink
hand
that one
hand.
too. Yeah, correct. But yeah, shout outs to them. We were super excited to go out there, and even more so to be behind the scenes, really, of the fan fest and the whole area that they had there. Super nice. They literally go big. Because they don't go home.
No.
And yeah, they had palomas, like a cantarito mix. They had margaritas, all made with Centenario. 10 out of 10. I had one of each.
You really did. Shout out to Lil Bae for having a great time. Yeah, and I'm sure you guys by now, hopefully, right, saw the vlog, knew that we did the whole 4-hour trip, Uber trip and all that. So let's jump into the part where I'm like, babe, let's get into the game.
Okay, so we were chilling in an area that had food trucks, that had Centenario stands, and a whole bunch of things going on in that area.
Activities,
games, activities, rifas, and a lot of good stuff, right? But we forgot to mention that before we even got to that area, there were so many people there already. And we were early. The game started at 8 o'clock, and we got there like at 4:45.
Super early.
It was already slam packed, okay? Anyways, fast forward to Mando being like, okay, the game's about to start. Let's start heading inside. We start walking towards our gate, and we start seeing a whole bunch of people just standing in front of our gate and nobody really getting in. So we're like, okay, maybe they haven't opened the gate. I don't know, right? So we stand off to the side. We find the little area where we could see everything. And we noticed that none of the gates were open, right? So we're like, okay, whatever. Nobody's tripping. Nobody's mad. Everyone's just kind of standing around, right? until it starts getting closer to game time. Game time was 8, and around 7:45, 7:30,
7:30,
people started getting a little antsy, like, yo, what's going on? Like, are they going to open the gates or what? Still, even though people were getting antsy, nobody got rowdy, right?
Right.
Everyone was just kind of chilling outside, wondering to each other, like, hey, I wonder what's going on. Like, why aren't they opening the gates, right? So all of a sudden, we all heard a little rumor going around that they had postponed it till 8:30.
Yeah.
So that kind of calmed everyone down, like, okay, whatever. During this whole process, we kept seeing security taking people out. And that's when we noticed, oh, wait, there was people that had jumped in previously. So we realized that they postponed the game because there were so many people that had jumped in, según, that's what the security were trying to do, get everyone out before starting to let people in.
And that's pretty much impossible.
Which I already, that to me right away sounded messed up, because I was like, how are they going to find all these people? Because they were letting ticket holders in while this happened, while the people jumped in. So they had to literally go one by one to everyone asking people for their tickets. So you could just imagine how much time this was going to take, right? But throughout that whole hour and a half that we were waiting outside the gate, it was like an hour, right? An hour?
An hour easy.
The whole hour that we were waiting outside the gate, we kept seeing them bring people out, bring people out, right? All of a sudden, we just see everyone running in. But from where we were at, we can see everyone, like the security inside, and we can see that they weren't like pushing nobody away. They were kind of just standing off to the side, like, fuck it, everybody come in. So Mando looked at me, he's like, let's go, because everyone's going in. But I was already like, wait, they're not going to check tickets? Never in my life have I seen or heard anything like that happen. So we start walking in. We see that the security weren't fighting nobody to stay out. They were letting people in, everyone, all the security, all the cops, they were just standing off to the side like, dale, right? But I was like, you know what, babe? I am not trying to get tased. I'm not trying to get like smoke bombed over here for running in the stadium and not showing them a ticket. So let me ask. I asked one of the cops actually, say, hey, are we allowed to walk in? Like, I'm just making sure.
He was like, go.
He was just like, yeah, go. Like that. Like he had just gave up on life. Yeah. So we were like, okay, I guess. So they rushed everybody in, and once we got to our section, you know how there's always somebody there asking you to make sure that you're sitting in that right section? We were like, oh, okay, this is what they're doing. They're letting everyone come in to not take up time, but they have somebody in each section checking your ticket, right? No.
And that was not the case.
No, the lady was just standing there but not checking tickets. So we still kind of showed her the tickets. Because, you know, we just wanted to make sure we were in the right area. And she was like, good luck getting your seat. Yeah. And I was like, what? Bitch, I'm going to get my seat because, right? So once we get to our area, it was very crowded. Everything was very crowded. People were trying to get to their seats. And we get to our seats, 3 seats that we had. 3 people were already standing there, 3 guys. But what I was telling Mando is like, yeah, they were sitting there. Obviously, maybe they didn't buy tickets. But as soon as we said, yo, this is our seats, they left.
They nicely moved away.
Nicely moved. And one thing that I will point out, that the media, of course, they're always going to show the worst. They're going to make it seem like it's worse than what it is. I didn't notice anyone fighting. I did see there was one TikTok of people fighting somewhere, but throughout my whole section, which the sections are huge, I didn't see not one fight, not in my section, not in the sections next to us on both sides, you know? And every time somebody pulled up in the rows in front of us and people were like, yo, this is my seat, they got up and left. They didn't argue, nothing. They didn't fight, nothing. Finally, when the game started, right away, right? I feel like right away the security were...
Yeah, right away.
Yeah. As soon as like we got to our seats, during this whole thing, there was security and cops kind of going up and down the rows, checking tickets as much as they could. They would ask people, hey, where are your tickets? And either people left or some people would try to lie, like, oh, my brother has it, my brother has it. But nobody would get aggressive or loud.
They'll just follow directions.
They'll just follow directions and leave. Yeah. So even though it looked even crazier on TV, up close, it wasn't as bad as the TV made it seem.
Well, to rewind a little bit, when we were standing outside, we were going on social media and we were already seeing the ruckus that the media was showing, you know?
Yeah, like the people going in through the vents.
People jumping in. I mean, that literally did happen. It did happen and people were jumping in. But
people definitely were trying to get into the game, for sure.
The thing about all this is that soccer fans are really passionate about the sport. And a great percentage of the people in the stadium did not have tickets. So they were just trying to get in for free. One, because they probably could not afford to purchase these tickets.
I think the cheapest tickets were like $2,000.
Yeah, $2,000
for
on
like
resale.
Yeah.
You know, our tickets were worth like, I don't know, like $3,000 to $4,000. Just that. Like, it was crazy. The amount of money being spent at these games is crazy. So what I'm trying to get at is that these soccer fans are super passionate and they're just trying to get a seat for free, which is incorrect. At the end of the day, it's incorrect.
Yeah.
And
that
it's not
happens
fair.
everywhere, though.
Yeah, it's not fair for the people that purchase their tickets.
That paid. Because one thing, and I get it. There's been a lot of bailes where people pay like VIP to not have to be pushed on by people, to not be
in the crowd.
Squished, crowded. So they pay extra for this, and every single time, even Raza. So a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, los Colombianos." I've seen Raza do it all the time at the bailes. Yes or no? Yeah. We'll have everything nice and open, and all of a sudden, super packed to the point where people will push me out the way. Not that I'm anybody better, but you're not supposed to push nobody out the way to get in front of me. When how's it fair if you didn't pay to get in and we did for this area? Does that make sense? So it does really, really suck for the people that paid.
And it's a lot of money.
So much money. So much. I was seeing like different TikToks and I'm like, yo, people save their whole lives for this, especially these soccer fans, right? So that is the main part I would say that sucked for. Even though we were able to get in, we know that there was a lot of people that weren't able to get in, and that part sucked. I wish that the security would have been like, all right, it's already packed. Just get in and go get your seat. And for them to continue just kicking people that didn't have.
Well, you can't because fire marshals, once you're packed, and they're closing the doors.
Yeah, apparently it wasn't the stadium or it wasn't even the people that held the event that held people back. It was the fire marshals that were there.
So I kind of did a little research and figured out, just to get an understanding of what happened and why things happen. Sometimes, we're never going to know who was behind all this. But what I saw is that there's people that messed up at this event. So number one is our organizers. The organizers of the event had 800 cops here. 800 cops for 65,000 people. That is nothing. I was looking up how many cops they hire for the Super Bowl. Up to 4,000 cops just for the Super Bowl at the same stadium. So look at that, 800 to 4,000 cops. It's like, come on now. So there wasn't only 65,000 people. There was at least 70, 80,000 people because
all the people trying to get in.
We didn't even tell you guys. The seats were packed and there was people sitting like in front of each other. All the stairs were packed at one point.
Yeah, people were sitting on the stairs.
It was hot. It was already humid. So it was just very badly organized. That's what happened. And that's what messed up. There's people at fault. The people that jumped in like without tickets, those are the people at fault.
Correct.
The people that are responsible for it are the organizers. The people that organize these events and didn't get the right amount of security to stop people from doing that. If you see cops, you're not going to jump. Yeah. If you see security, you're not going to jump. You're not going to try to sneak in because the security is right there. But if there's no one there, you're gonna say fuck it. I don't have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So that's what happened, So that's my opinion.
I agree on that. The majority of fans there were Colombian.
Right.
The majority.
80.
I would say 80 to 90% easily, right? And the reason why I want to bring this up is because I personally saw everyone jumping, right? But on social media, it looks like like people are bashing straight up Colombians only because that's the majority of them. So you didn't really see too many Argentinians, but because there wasn't that many. But there was people jumping that were Argentinians.
The three guys sitting in our seats were Argentinos.
Yeah, and then all the row in front of us, you know they all lied because as soon as they saw the cop coming to that row, they all jumped like 2 rows back, right? So I've been seeing people bash like, oh, Argentinians or
Colombians.
no, or oh, it's the Colombians. But honestly, I've seen things similar to this happen with all raza.
Yeah.
All raza. And
you mean all Latinos?
All Latinos. I feel all even like Americans in some events, like at Super Bowls. We see we see a lot of YouTubers always trying to sneak into stuff. We see at festivals people try to sneak in there at Coachella and all that. There's always people that are
passionate.
Super passionate and going to try to jump in. So I don't agree with people saying like, oh, it's the Colombians only. Like, no, I've seen everyone do it on different occasions, obviously, but this was put on the spotlight. This was put on social media, on TikTok. Yes, it happened. Yes, it was crazy. Yes, it's fucked up. But I think everyone does it. Not everyone does it, but it's happened a lot of times. It's just this time it was a little crazy and put out on social media.
A lot of crazy.
Yeah.
And people are worried now, and I don't come here to take worries away, but they're worried about the World Cup. The World Cup is happening here in the United States, in Miami. They're worried about that, but there's a whole different organizer. The organizers of the World Cup is the FIFA. They've been doing this for
What about
years
Copa
and years.
America?
Copa America, that is CONMEBOL. So the association from South America comes here and organizes this. It's not FIFA.
Wait, has that ever happened in another one, or you don't know?
I don't know, but crazy shit happens all the time in South America.
We hear stuff like this.
It happens all the time.
Correct, I agree.
So it's just a thing that happens. That could, like you say, it could happen Super Bowl. It could happen at a festival.
No,
shit
it could.
Like
It does happen.
It does.
Well, not to that extent.
Right, not to that extent because
it has
the organizers didn't have the experience, at least to host an event here in the United States like that. Putting 800 cops or authorities to 65,000 people doesn't make any sense. And there's data on this. There's information, and I'm not bullshitting. This is what I read. I read a couple articles about this. So that's what happened. Yeah. And that's our 2 cents on the Copa America final.
At the end of the day, luckily, we were able to get in.
We enjoyed
Thank God. We enjoyed
time.
it. Like I said, in our section, everyone's super nice. Nobody rude. No fighting. Nothing bad happened. Thank God, because I know I had a lot of people messaging like, "Oh, I hope you guys are okay."
People were worried.
It's gonna get crazy afterwards, and we thought so too. We thought so. You know what? It might get crazy afterwards. But honestly, if it wasn't for us knowing that there was a lot of people in there that didn't have tickets, it would have felt like a normal game. Maybe a little more people than usual. But the walking out part también normal. The only part that was crazy was the walking in part, right? Like the rushing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
That's our 2 cents. We were there. We were happy to be there. Once again, shout outs to Tequila Centenario for inviting us. Everything was amazing. We're so excited to see what else we could do with, soccer and sports. We're excited about all that. Excited about the World Cup. And
we hope that everyone that didn't make it in gets their money back and a free ticket to FIFA. I'm just saying.
To the World Cup. Yeah,
to the World Cup, my bad.
For sure. By the way, you guys, this is the last podcast here at the studio for the month. No, we love our studio. I love the vibe here.
Aww.
But I'm excited to let you guys know that we're going to Mexico.
Hey.
We're doing a road trip. Lily is so excited to talk about this since last week.
Yeah, Mando kept shutting me up last week.
And why are you excited, babe? Why? This feels different, by the way.
Why?
This trip, Mexico summer trip feels different.
So when Mando and I first met, we would do road trips every single year. It was like a thing. It was like a thing. We had to take a road trip, right? Our longest road trips, our top 2 were Florida to San Diego, 3 freaking days.
On the
and
RV.
in an RV. There's a whole vlog, you guys. And the second one was Florida to Colorado, 28 hours, right?
That's crazy.
This time we are driving to Mexico.
Hasta Rancho.
We have a 32-hour drive, and I'm super excited because driving to Mexico is kind of nostalgic for me. It's something that we would do every single year since I can remember with my parents to Mexico. My dad would thug it out
Florida
and drive
to Mexico.
Yes. So I haven't driven to Mexico since I was 16. And ever since, I've been wanting to go back driving it's just, for me, is a vibe. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
If you've never done it, then I get it. You don't know, but it sounds like, oh my God, 32 hours in a car. But the way you do it, se van en caravana, you go with the homies, you pack a bunch of snacks, you take turns driving, you stop at the Buc-ee's, you stop at the Whataburgers. You know, it's like a little vibe. Once you cross the border, you pass by for a little 6-pack, obviously not the driver, you know. Of new mix, and you just, I don't know, it's something that I personally enjoy, especially Mexico. Going to other cities here, whatever, it's cool and all, but driving to Mexico, it's a different experience for sure.
Things have changed in 20 years. There was no phones. You weren't like on social media. So it might be a little smoother, a little more entertaining. It might not be that same, because some parts were boring. There's literally not one thing to do for 36 hours.
You or who?
At least for me, there was nothing to do. It was a long ass ride. Not that I hate it or I did not like it, but it was not the funnest trip.
My parents would make it to where we were set. Like we had either a little TV, DVD player.
Yeah, y'all had money then.
We each had our own little CD, like headset, the little gigapets. We had the little money. Game Boys. What else? They would bring everything. You had that stuff
masseuse too, massaging you.
My daddy used to put a mattress in the back in the camper.
Mattress? Look at that money.
Get money. It was like one of our mattresses or something. I don't know.
What else y'all had there?
That's it, I think.
The ice cream bar.
The only part that I'm like, damn, I wasn't hot or what? That's
crazy. You try that now? You're fucking crazy.
Oh, hell no. So I just remember my dad would put a mattress in the back of the truck. And so he stacked up all the maletas closest to the driver.
The tailgate.
Yeah. Not the tailgate, the other side, right? And the mattress would be on the rest. So me and my sister would literally be in the back the whole time.
Don't try this at home.
The whole 32 hours. We were already, by this point, we were already like 12, 13, right? And it had a camper. We had a camper and it had windows, so they would be open. But I don't remember ever complaining about it being hot or nothing.
Well, kids don't complain.
Yes, they do.
Nowadays they do.
No, yeah, I remember it being fun. We would stop by the gas station. He left the area open, like where the window opens.
You're probably blowing the AC.
So if we needed anything, we'll just tell them like through there, right? But I don't remember ever it being
That's funny.
Hot. Like a pain or nothing or hot. Nothing. It was like a vibe.
Wait. So the bed, right? And this is a window. The maletas were set to the back, closest to the tailgate?
Not the tailgate, closest to the windows.
Oh, so right there, and then just
if it was a tailgate, how would we get out?
Well, I don't know if y'all jump in through the window. I don't know.
No.
Okay. Just trying to visualize this, you know? For you guys, I'm pretty sure we're all wondering too.
Yeah, how did you go? Or what did you go?
Well, it was just a car.
Oh, okay.
At that time, it sucked too. Again, it was my brother, my sister, and me in a car. And my mom and dad in the front. So that's it. There was no beds. There was no jumping around in the back of the truck at that time, at least. And the last time I went, like 20 years ago, was just me, my dad, and my mom in a truck. And, you know, I had the whole back seat, or I'll help my dad drive too. But yeah, that was my experience. It wasn't like the most funnest thing, but it was cool. It was different to do every summer. And I mean, I probably went like a good 5-6 times. Not as much as you did. You probably went like 10, 20.
I don't remember.
But yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the whole road trip. A lot of content.
I'm excited to have this like memory with you.
Yeah.
Because the road trip memories are just with my parents.
And it's not a thing no more.
It's not.
It's
Unless
not a
they live
thing.
in Texas.
Yeah, but at least from
It's
Florida,
not as big as it used to be, I feel. Before, from Tampa, everyone will go driving. My tios, everyone. But now, hell no.
Everyone's calling us crazy for doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you guys crazy? You guys it's dangerous, or it's too long, or it's boring, or it's expensive. We're like, man, we got this. We got a lot of content coming.
Because people still do it all the time. It's not like we're the only ones.
We got a lot of plans for it. While we're in Mexico, we got a lot of little things for you guys. You know, house updates. You guys always asking for house updates.
Finally gonna give you guys the house update. I'm also furnishing the house, taking a bunch of little things with me out there. No todo de un jalón tampoco, but little by little, obviously. And my brother might go, Luna might go. We still don't know 100%, but I'm excited.
I think we'll know tonight exactly what's gonna happen and who's going where and all that good stuff.
We're also we're going for the fiestas, by the way. In case you are new, our fiestas in my rancho and Mando's pueblo are both around the same time, so it works out perfect. We're celebrating. Well, las fiestas allá son las fiestas patronales
de Santiago Apóstol.
El
santo del rancho del pueblo. So we celebrate that.
So they do, Mando's Pueblo does 10 days of fiestas.
Oh, it just started today.
His brothers are going. Yeah, before we would have been left from like
a couple days ago.
Yeah, like the 14, 15, because the fiestas start on the 16th.
We did it once. We're like, nah, this is too much.
Well, when I first met Mando, no, we did it a few times. Maybe like at least 2-3 times.
First two times at least.
Yeah, when I first met Mando, because the fiestas in my rancho in July is only one day, the 25th. In May, we have a 3-day fiesta, which that's the one that we would go to the most. But when I met Mando and he told me he had 10 días de fiestas, I was like, what?
Yeah, but you would think it's 10 días like every day. But no, there's literally a fiesta in the centro every single day. Correct. Some are like just a grupito in the jardín. Nobody shows up.
Yeah, but that's where I was going. It's 10 days of fiestas, right? But what's crazy is in my head, I was imagining litness for 10 days, right? But it's not. No. Even though there's like, there'll literally be grupos outside and not one person out there, right? On some days.
Some days.
And some random days, it'll be more packed. And some days, nobody. The banda's just playing to themselves, which I find crazy because we would go every day regardless. But we all realized that on el mero día, el 25, which is the 10th day of the fiesta, we realized that everyone was so tired that they would even leave early, and that was the littest day. So I finally told Mando, like, babe, why do you make yourself go every day if it's freaking empty? Just go on the days that are good. Skip a day or two if it's boring. That way on el día del 25, which is the main day, you are good and you are ready to party. Because before me peleaba, right? I would be like, why are we going? There's nobody there. He's like, because we're going.
We're already here. Might as well.
Yeah. But once we started doing it that way, like skipping a few days, if there's nothing going on out there, now we're good. Now we could, you know. And now look at us. We don't even show up until a few days after the fiestas. But yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I am too.
And more that my package came in today. Thank God.
Like 15 outfits, you guys. What are the top 5 things that you get most excited for when visiting Mexico?
Everything. Just kidding. Let me see. Not in this order. Just the way I'm thinking. Crema de coco. If you're from Guanajuato, if you know, you know. Garbanzos, which you don't even like garbanzos.
I
like
do
that.
now.
Oh,
now I do.
love garbanzos.
A little bit of limon, a little bit of salsa, sal, and you're just grubbing.
Yeah, let me see. Number 3.
La banda.
Obviously, the banda, the fiestas. Like, that's number 1, for sure. Nothing beats fiestas in the rancho, bro. Nothing.
No.
Nothing. Okay. What else?
It's like the culture, you know, like home. The freedom to do whatever the hell you want on that day.
What day?
That day that you're in Mexico. If you want to get drunk, if you want to eat, if you want to go to the tianguis, whatever you want to do, you could do that day. You decide.
I don't like that because you're on vacation, so duh.
Well, in Mexico, it's different.
So say it different. I know what you mean, but you said it wrong. Do you get what I'm saying?
The different shit you could do.
You mean like the freedom, like if you want to jump in the back of the truck and haul ass somewhere like that?
There's no rules.
Yeah.
There's very little rules.
Oh yeah.
All right. The freedom to do whatever the hell you want while you're in Mexico. There's very little rules.
Yeah.
There's very little like just well, I don't know.
Especially in the rancho. It's not like in the bigger cities or even like here in Tampa, you're not allowed to go to a park and drink.
Right.
But in the rancho, you go to sometimes they be tripping, like depending if you're like in a little bigger city, but for the most part.
Yeah, not that you're gonna do criminal shit.
Yeah,
but you don't see any cops.
Yeah.
You don't see any cops, at least in the rancho. When you see them, you're like, oh shit, deja esconder la caguama. But that's it. All right. One last one, because I think that was 4. The food we don't care about.
Exactly. Well, everyone cares, so let's just say.
Los taquitos, baby. Los pambazos.
Wait,
the
but
tortas.
weren't you asking me, or you're just going back and forth?
Oh, go ahead.
And last but not least, the food. I feel like the food out there, bruh, the carnitas. I'm not even a big puerco person, but the carnitas.
Pork person.
I'm not even a big pork person, but carnitas is just something.
Classic.
Enchiladas mineras. Ooh, oh my God.
Unos pambazos, unas tortas. Man, I'm excited.
Wait.
All right, let's go already.
Wait. Guacamayas.
Unas guacamayas de León.
If you've never had a guacamaya, I think it's Javier's.
Yeah, Javier's guacamayas en León, Guanajuato.
I had never had one of those until recently. Where has it been all my life? Why? Why has nobody ever told me to eat this before? Yeah, 10 out of 10. But yeah,
Can we leave already?
Yeah, vámonos.
All right, babe. Before we go, we got a lot of messages. We actually got a couple messages. We actually got a couple messages on the TCR podcast to give us some consejos. And she actually sent a voice message. I haven't heard it.
Oh, love that.
So let's hear it.
When I first moved in together by ourselves with our daughter, my in-laws had to move out of the state, and my husband's younger brother, asked if he could move in with us. And we talked about it. We're like, okay, yeah, that's fine, but just 2 rules. No weed in the house and no girls in the house. We have a toddler at home, and like, God forbid she find his stash, And then number 2, the girls, es de ojo alegre. Le gusta una semana tiene una, luego la otra semana otra, So if he had a serious relationship, maybe we would allow for him to have that certain girl over. But I'm like, I'm not about to let all these freaking females into my home that I don't even know who they are, Like, just, no.
Yep.
So when my husband and I were on vacation recently, I got a notification from our phones about our cameras that, and he was sneaking in a girl into our home. I was so shook. Like, I got on that real quick on the live camera, and I woke up my husband. I was like, look what your brother is doing. He's sneaking in a girl. So, like, there we were texting him, calling him, and tell me why this man would not answer. He turned off his phone, and I was just on the camera waiting for him to walk out so I could, like, tell him something. So, like, about 10 minutes go by, and on the camera, we could do the voice thing, and we told him, get that girl out of the house. I made sure that girl heard me. I did not care. I was really mad, but I was like, okay, be careful with what you say. So I didn't say nothing disrespectful. That's just all I said. And then we took a screenshot, and my husband sent it over to his parents, and he was like, what do y'all think about what my brother did? And tell me why his parents were like, aka my in-laws, were like, oh, we don't see no problem with it. Como quieran estar en la casa. Like, there's no problem with it. Y'all, that even made me like 10 times more angry.
Yeah.
And, out of respect, I wanted to let them know first. And then I was going to talk to their son.
Yeah.
But after that, I was like, oh, no. I'm going to just talk to the son on my own. So we talked with him. And I was so respectful. When I talked to him. I was like, you broke the rules. So when my husband and I came back in town and, like, we sat down with my cuñado, I tried to be as respectful and as calm as possible. I told him, like, look, what you did was not okay. Like, that was one of the rules. And we're pretty sure it's not the first time he did it. We just recently set up the cameras, and we go out of town a lot. So I'm pretty sure it's not the first time he's done it. And I told him very respectfully, I was like, look, you're still welcome to come and visit. I don't think it's very respectful of you for me to, like, that I do the cleaning after you. I cook for you every day. Like,
oh no,
where's
honey.
the respect to one another in our home, right? I feel like I was super respectful. Like I said, I was just trying to be as respectful and as calm as possible. It was like, he was like, no, I totally get it. And all right, like, oh, like he literally did not say sorry. He was just like, all right, I get it. And like, así quedó. Which I was like, okay, whatever. But tell me why when my suegros found out, they came into town like that next week. So when they found out, they were livid. They stopped talking to me. They ignored me. Like if I would tell them, oh, me pueden pasar esto or something like that, girl, they would just look the other way. And like even I got into a big argument with my husband because I was like, why are they disrespecting me if their son is the one that disrespected our home, you know? So anyways, I'm just like wondering, what do y'all think? Was I in the wrong or was I in the right? Like, is it fair that I got disrespected? Like, my home, our home, my family's home got disrespected, and then comes his family and takes their son's side. I was expecting que hablaran con su hijo de acá, mi hijo, like, you know the rules or something. I don't know, but no, girl, they still defended their son. Like, girl, bye. But what do y'all think? Was I in the wrong? Was I in the right? Did I exagerar? I don't know. What do y'all think?
The first thing I want to say is I don't get the audacity of some people. If you're living at somebody's house,
there's rules.
It's their house, their rules, point blank. And if you don't fucking like it, get your shit and get your own house. Hello, how hard is that?
Yeah.
How hard is that?
That's it.
It's simple. So she could literally say, I don't want you wearing red shorts in my house. And even as stupid as it sounds, guess what?
The rules are rules.
Rules are rules. If you don't like it, mira, agarra tus cositas y búscate otra parte, right? And honestly, she doesn't even sound like she's that strict. To me, the two rules that she is enforcing in her house, to me, are not even out of this world, especially because she has kids. So I understand why she doesn't want strangers in her house, number one. And number two, what was the other rule?
No marijuana.
Oh, yeah, and no drugs, right? Simple. So I totally do not think that you did anything wrong.
I'm pretty sure he said, okay, it's fine. I will not do that. And he still broke the rules, right?
Yeah, correct. At least he took it in. At least he took the criticism, right? I don't agree that he didn't even say, oh, my bad. I don't know how old he is. I don't know if he's young or old, an older guy. But regardless, I feel like 18 and over, you should know right from wrong. So
she closed it off by saying that, well, she texted too. She said that they didn't kick him out right away. They gave him time to find somewhere else to stay. So look at that. How nice, how much nicer could you be?
Yeah. And yeah, the parents overreacting like that is just...
That's the biggest issue right there.
Yeah, that... Like, se están metiendo en algo que no les importa, number one. And I feel like they just got mad because it's their son.
Yeah.
And obviously they're going to take his side. But I would say for your husband, like if y'all want to fix this, let's say, for your husband to talk to your parents and be like, look, we gave him this chance. It's not the first time he does it. What did, like, I like to switch it up sometimes. Like, what do you expect? What would have done? You know, if you tell me not to do something and then I do it. Sometimes parents, once you switch it up like that, or anyone in general, they'll be like, oh shit, well, I guess you have a point. Sense. Right? Not until you put them as an example, right? But if not, they'll just, take their kid's side like that situation and get all mad. But it sucks that they got mad at you, honestly. But from what it sounds like, your husband's on your side. Yeah. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. As long as you guys know, and from what it sounds like, you did nothing wrong. I see literally nothing wrong with that. It is your house. You let somebody in. You're helping them out. And if they don't like it.
Yep. And there really isn't any reason for you even to worry. Why? Because as I understood is that they don't, your in-laws don't even live in town. Yeah. They came into town. And they give you like a stink face or for kicking them out, whatever.
That's so crazy to me,
It doesn't freaking matter. God, I would not stress one bit about this. Not one bit. Not even care. I think even the brother-in-law is cool. Like, fuck it. I fucked up. I'm out. And then
he had to went back and told his parents.
True.
So,
Well, no, they called the parents right away.
Well, that's the brother could have been like, oh, no se preocupen. Like, yeah, I know I fucked up. Yeah. Like, kind of told his parents that he did fuck up, so the parents won't be as mad, right? Not that they should have to begin with, but I don't think you did anything wrong, girl. And
good.
honestly, like one less thing you got to worry about at the end of the day, especially since you're always leaving out of town.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sucks. That sucks that your in-laws.
Yeah, thank you for sending the voice message. We loved it. And if you guys ever want to do the same, get consejos, just send us a DM with your phone number and we'll contact you through the TCR podcast phone and we'll figure it out so we can give the consejos too, I got this new little thing to talk about here. It's called Unpopular Opinions.
Okay.
You ready? Weddings are about aesthetics.
No, to me, it is not. It is about two people getting married. Because we have friends de todos los niveles, let's say, and I would never expect... I would never have a aesthetic requirement for everyone. Like, I'm just happy that they're getting married, whether it's in the backyard, whether it's at a salon. We never look at that. But I do know that there's a lot of people that are like that. We always hear that, los que te critican because no les gustó la comida, or like those type of women. Of course, for those type of people, that's all they care about, to go and look and compare and talk shit. For me, I don't care, girl. I'm happy that you guys are getting married. I don't care how big, how small.
Well, yeah, it's true because we've been to amazing weddings with people with a lot of money. And we've been to regular, let's say, weddings, not too much money, but they're still beautiful.
Yeah.
They still did a great job.
And they're all lit.
And lit with banda, and the setup is great. So it's not about aesthetics.
We love rancho weddings. We love fancy weddings. We love like beach weddings. We love backyard weddings because we know how to have a good time no matter where we're at. So the aesthetic, to me, I don't care, girl. I'm going to pull up with a bottle and we're going to get litty. That's all to it.
Unpopular opinion. People spend too much time at home.
¿Y qué? What's wrong with that? I don't see nothing wrong with that, honestly.
There's just so much. People are homebodies.
I guess. Let me shut up because I forgot what podcast it was that I said, like, you got to push yourself to get out because there's so much to do out there. And sometimes me and Mando get into that little, not a rut because we love being home, but get into that routine of staying home. So yes, I get why they say that, but I get it too. I feel like your home is like your sanctuary. You make it to where you want to be home. I don't see nothing wrong with it, but I get why people would be like, come on, there's so much more to life. Go watch a sunset, go walk. I get it. I get both, honestly, because I could be a little bit of both. But I'd be outside.
All right. This one says, life is not too short.
No, life is way too short.
Think about how long a single decade is. 10 years. Do you know how much you can achieve in 10 years?
Yeah, but it goes by so fast.
How much you'll learn? How much you'll change?
Life's too short, point blank.
How much the world changes in a year, in 10, in 15.
Still, life is too short. I don't care what nobody says.
And what you got to say to that? Enjoy it.
Yeah, live your life every fucking day because life goes by too fast, my boy. Way too fast.
All right, you ready for this one? Kombucha tastes like floor cleaner.
I've never had floor cleaner, so I don't know.
Well, pretty much it's disgusting.
Nah, kombucha tastes like vinegar to me. But I love vinegary stuff, so I don't mind it at all. Like, I love pickles. I love sauerkraut. I love vinaigrettes, pickled olives, pickled freaking garlic. I love vinegary stuff, so I don't mind it at all.
Short sex is better than long sex.
I know, honey. Nope. Don't agree.
Next question.
You're just wasting my time. Next question.
Life is worth living until you're 30. Everything after that doesn't make any sense.
What I tell people like this all the time is that when you're 60, you're going to wish you were 30. No, relax. No, that's not true.
All right. This one's funny.
They said your 20s is when you are having a blast, but you're still kind of broke. And then your 30s, you're having a blast and got more money.
Yeah, hopefully in your 20s, you had fun.
You're like building.
You started to build. In your 30s, you're still building a little bit, but you're starting to get those fruits from that labor.
Exactly. Now you're starting to enjoy that, ideally.
But at the end of the day, age is just a number. You could start now. At 30, you can start at 40, you can start at 50.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
Correct.
All right, cool. I like that one. The process of moving is fun. That is not true.
Hell nah.
I hate moving.
We've only done it twice though.
That is not fun.
Oh no, you 3, I guess.
Getting a U-Haul, putting all your shit in there, coming into a new home, and putting everything where it belongs. Hell no.
That is not fun. Mm-mm.
So you don't like that process?
I don't like it at all.
Even vlogging it was not fun.
It's stressing me out just thinking about it, honestly. Having to find a new place for everything. Oh no, honey. I don't like it. Not for me. Unless you're moving, and there's people that, I mean, shout outs to people that got it like that. But sometimes people move and they throw their whole house away and buy everything new from scratch. Have you heard of
Yeah. I mean, that's badass.
Yeah.
Because then you get shit delivered and placed where it goes. Nah, that's fire.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at this. This hits differently. Always be careful with your words because you never know how many times it's repeating in someone's head. You imagine you say something to someone.
My God.
And you don't really mean it. You're just being sarcastic, like your boy Mando. You're being sarcastic.
Oh my God, Mando's a king of that.
And you're being funny. And it just goes. The person leaves and you told them that. And then next thing you know, they're playing it over in their head, but not knowing that you were sarcastic about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch what you say, you guys, because
Stop
you
doing
just
that,
never
Mando.
know. Yes, I'm talking to myself right now and to the people back at home that are sarcastic, because you can hurt people's feelings without them even knowing.
Girl, this is your sign to give your business as many chances as you gave that toxic man.
Let's go. Lily BAE with the motivation of the day.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need anything from Amazon today, girl. Bye. But yeah, you guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining us on the Cruda Realidad podcast, episode 96. And I'm super excited to see where we end up doing these next podcasts, because no tenemos colchones, no tenemos nada.